Hello dear viewer, I'm leesusss. Welcome back to the Talos Principle 2, and we've discovered two things. One is over here. A busted up old car, and also we have a message down the bottom left. So let's look at the a classic vehicle. What classic vehicle is that? It's kind of American look, isn't it? This ancient vehicle expresses a stronger sense of aesthetics than most other artifacts of this type, suggesting that at some point in ancient history, vehicle design was approached with a different mentality. Yes, not just functional aesthetic as well. I think if you could have seen maybe some of the older steam engines and things we saw from there as well, you'd also get that impression that the decorative arts, when applied to the first engines and things like that, and works of industry. Hold on a second. Have we not cleared that off? Research. Oh, Owl's message. These statues remind me of Atlas, who bore the celestial spheres on his back. They seem burdened, struggling with the weight of the world. That's true. Yeah, I do get that. Given what you heard the founder say about the goal, could it be that they're meant to send a message? That taking on the theory of everything would also be a burden, but you may not be able to bear. Very interesting, Al. I don't know. Linux. We need a quick chat. I was troubled by your stated intentions. Okay. Is this not new? No. Is there a new one? That's just private. That didn't continue on the conversations. I thought they would continue on. Okay, there is something new on here. Try to remain silent on the development of our city to allow the younger generations to find their own path. Well, Benaroya, well, yeah, you are very early, aren't you? But I feel now that I must intervene. We have reached a dangerous inflection point. This farcical reactionary belief in the goal, limiting our growth, will lead directly to the creation of a class society. The foundations already exist. Do you think that leaders of the various pseudo-secret societies that lobby for influence with the mayor are subject to the same power cuts as the rest of you? Do you think the mayor has to worry about how much power he uses? Yeah, I would not be surprised by that. Also, the fact that there are multiple secret societies, I think is very it's the secret which is not actually secret at all, because everyone kind of knows there's stuff going on. Also, if we'd taken a different track at the start, if we'd gone more on the religious, or in general the strong belief in the goal, do you think we'd be having different conversations now? Do you think that it would be... These are more like the rationalists lobbying here, aren't they? Do you think it would be more like that the other sides would be lobbying and would be getting different internal messages because of our choices at the start? I don't know. Societies have essentially no resources, may be egalitarian in some sense, but a society that produces insufficient resources, energy in our case, will inevitably evolve into a class society. History assures us of that. Sorry, the music suddenly changed very strangely there. It's a join between two tracks, I think, but it made a very weird noise in my ear. The true failure of our ancestors was not their impact on the ecosystem, which was epiphenomenal, but their failure to overcome primitive forms of resource distribution. Very true. Allowing their fate to be determined by the interests of isolated elite groups. We are not avoiding that mistake, but creating the conditions for its repetition. Jeremy says, I am sure that no one is exempt from our power management and distribution plan. We're all in this together. Well, Jeremy, you are at the heart of it. You are kind of the guy running it when the mayor's off doing what mayoral stuff, you know, so... but I wouldn't be surprised if people believe that there's a faction of society that has more power, who are not suffering the same struggles as everybody else. I've always respected your scholarship, Benaroya. I will take this seriously and think about it. Some people have to lead and others have to follow. That's only natural. Of course, there should be advantages to being a leader to encourage people. No, Ovis, no. That the reward of leading is in leadership and results, not in material benefits. Thank you very much. That's exactly the person who you should avoid as a leader. Someone who believes they must be paid in some way other than respect as your leader. Doing the right thing for the reasons of it being right. We can grow while avoiding the mistakes of the past. But to fight it, we must reject authority. No, we're not going for anarchy. No, I don't. No. Quite frankly, some people like to have a leader. I don't want to be in charge. I've had cases where I could have been in charge of things, and I don't want to be in charge. I'd rather be semi-independent and also respond to instructions in work, guidance in work. A society without growth will be equal and balanced. Well, no. Historical analysis. We can stop that without embracing growth or technology. No. Yeah. Growth is not. Does nothing happen exactly the same way as last time. The value of freedom has not been entirely forgotten in New Jerusalem. A society without resources is an unfree society. Only with freedom can civilization truly thrive. Okay, we started with a bit of non-puzzly stuff, which is nice. Keep the story moving. Al? Yeah, it is Al. There we go. Look at me recognising people. Anyone think they're colour-coded or anything? Certainly if they put wrinkles on there, I think there would be frown lines there on the faces. But I don't know. I'm not sure about the whole suffering for my creation kind of idea that's going on from Al's view. What's over here? There's something else over here. I know I'm distracted. I'm just going to go look at something else instead. We'll do more puzzles in a second. What is this? This is the gate? Or is this a lost puzzle? It's a lost one! Get back! Return around! We're not doing lost puzzles yet. Do it in strict order. Behave yourself, me. Stop trying to colour outside the lines. Stay in your lane! Number 5. Over this way. I have to put some control over myself, or I get immensely distracted by things. Balance. Balance of what? We've got a fan. We've got 2 fans. What do you need 2 fans for? Huh? Greedy? Greedy? We could blow ourselves up there. We could activate the fans, blow ourselves up there, with which to then acquire that activator. We could blow. We could blow the fan. No, we can't blow the fan up in the air. But blow the activator up in the air because it won't stay on the fan. We might have a line on it from there, but we can't connect these two together. Oh, is that? That's a connector. Ah, maybe we need to put a connector up there instead. Then we've got a block. How about if we connect you two together? Have you got a big enough zone to connect the fans? You do. Lovely. Oh, not enough to get up there though. No, we can't get up there. We can grab you. If we grab you, is that good? Yeah, because then we can open up the we can open up this over here. Look, we can get ourselves 2 blocks. Oh, luxury. It's Christmas. So ultimately, this needs to be over here. Yes. And we need to be beaming at it. Let's get the fans working again, shall we? Connector up there. Probably on top of another block. At least one block. Yeah, because we... Yeah, okay. Yeah. It's not going to be high enough, is it? It's not going to be high enough. I don't think we need both fans. Well, we might not. Ah. It's one of these, is it? I suspect... Keep the connections. Yeah, I see. This is all going to go wrong in a second because I won't be able to. Okay. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking about it. You see me thinking? No, too soon, too close. If I stand on this, can I put you up there? I suspect I can't. I mean, you can see what I'm trying to do here, and I think I'm on kind of the right track. But I'm also, in the same way, tying myself in knots at the same time. I'll work it out eventually. Oh, okay. Maybe I can switch them around quickly. Ready? If I can put this one down and then pick the other one up. Oh! Is that going to be high enough, do you reckon? Although it hasn't quite worked. Because I've lost the connections at some point, because I'm an idiot. Haven't I? No, put it on there. That hopefully will be high enough. What a lot of faffing around to do a relatively easy puzzle. Just buggering around with fans and things. The idea was there that...
Can I touch the bridge device?
You can, but should you?
Okay.
Don't scare him, Melville. Come on. You're teasing the boy. Now, as I was saying about that puzzle, that the intellectual solution was there. It was the actual actions of carrying it out that I was failing with, which is fine. Yes, I have the definite feeling Melville's got a wicked sense of humour. And there she is, teasing poor Cryer.
1K. We have made a fascinating discovery at one of the Founders' laboratories.
Yes.
Please join me at your earliest convenience.
I think I'm here. What is it, Herman? And have you tried putting your head in it? Now the guardrails around the fans. It has to be those fans were going to be going very fast indeed. He's down here somewhere? Let's have a look up here first. What are you up to, Herman?
Ah, 1K. Good that you're here. We've made a discovery. A functional Somnodrome.
Uh-oh.
It seems the founder perfected the design. I'm sure you've noticed my advisors, and Rand in particular, making quite a fuss about the potential of this device. Something about interfacing with one's subconscious self. As if such a thing could tell us anything new.
That's rather narrow-minded. I'm still not quite sure what this device is supposed to do, you know. Let's not be too dismissive. Let's just say, you're of a different opinion, I presume.
I am. I believe the founder has already taught us everything we
Science
need.
has ended.
As I see it, neither the Somnodrome nor the megastructure have anything to offer except a lesson in avoiding hubris.
What?
So, what should we do with it?
Very narrow-minded. I thought the government would want this thing buried, question mark? I'm going to plug in and find out for myself. Let's keep digging on this.
I've no doubt that's what my chief aide would prefer.
Right.
My own view is the Somnodrome doesn't threaten us anything like this alleged theory of everything. So, if it pleases our researchers to explore this little side street, I'm happy to let them.
Okay. I mean, that you really get to me sometimes, Herman, because you're despite the statement you made earlier, you still seem happy for us to poke around in it? Okay, I got the feeling before you were like, shut this down, don't ever look at it again, don't even talk about it, don't even think about it anymore. Okay, I'm going to plug in and find out for myself.
I'll watch to be sure you don't overload.
Thank you. You're a funny one, Herman. I don't get it sometimes. We'll have a look upstairs in a minute, whatever else was up there that we missed. Can't go through here. We are going to look up there. We're going to come back to this. We're going to go up here first. Oh no, it's just going to make us do it. Okay, I guess we're now committed, aren't we? Right, hold on to me. Hold me. In case I have a problem. Smack me out with a wooden chair or something. Use a naughty Suiton. Naughty Suiton. That's the name of the achievement. Oh, well, this is familiar. This is like a higher res version of the original game. Is there a beach party going on? Hello? Are you making cocktails? You got a nice Barbie going? It's quite jolly. Hello? Party's just party for one, No one else here? How about you, Anubis? How you doing? Oh. Nothing else here? How you doing down there, fella? Oh! There's a cocktail. What do you reckon that is? Mint julep? Why the music? It's very odd. And we've got that. What's that? Is that a coconut? Looks like it. Okay. It seems like you have experienced a software error. What? My software? Would you like to access the emergency route menu? What form of input does it understand? Rather than saying help, let's type in help. Didn't I just type help? Okay, let's go to the root menu. Alright, without... Oh, RM, sorry. RM. You told me what it was as well. Yeah. Force run... No, I don't want to do that. Intelligence medium, speed low, health high, relation aim low. Moralism low? Popularity medium. Is that us? Is that our settings? I mean, speed low, almost certainly. Rationalism high, because I've solved a lot of puzzles. Health high, because I haven't died too often. Humour low. Yeah, I mean, I think that's describing me. Basically. And I thought I was right. I thought I was about 83% through the game. That's what I said at the start of the previous video. But this could include if you factor in the golden puzzles as well. Jeff968. Is that me? Is that my real name? Jeff. Display settings? This is my insight into me, I guess, isn't it? Isn't that the same thing? Edit settings? Am I editing myself? Users try to make changes to their own device setting, which could result in infinite regression and or omnipotence. There's only room for one god around here. I'm still insulted by the low humour, by the way. No, I'm not going to restore factory settings. No. Thank you, no. You're changing... That'd be changing my personality and what I've done so far. Final batch? Batch file? Milton Library Assistant? Did I do something? Oh, hello. Miltohim, not Elohim, but Miltohim -1. So you were here before anything started.
Oh, you're back. Didn't take you long.
I don't know. I guess we're going to go in a loop here. Is probably why this is. Because I don't know. I don't think we know each other, do we?
Yes, intrinsically. I'm what you might call a primordial element of the human psyche. An adjudicator of what is and what isn't.
Right. I don't understand right because I don't understand that. I thought I was here to meet my subconscious.
I'm afraid I'm the best you've got. I am in fact a merged iteration of the two control programs which gave life to your kind.
Right.
Retaining, of course, the absolute best of both.
In your
That means
opinion.
I can tell you that everything's contradictory, nothing matters, and there's no moral difference between you and a frog. But I can dress the whole thing up with a positive spin.
I don't hear the positive.
You just plugged your noggin into an experimental, mind-altering device, and though you may be trapped in this recursive psychotic state talking to yourself, that can only mean that you're still alive. Now, what is your query?
Okay. I think I've I think I've fallen into a Douglas Adams story. It's feeling very, very much like that. Where are we?
You've executed some kind of software backdoor, and now you're reading and editing your own subconscious code as represented by this dialogue. I'd be careful if I were you.
Yeah.
One bad for loop, and we'll be here forever.
Where did I come from?
The so-called real world. Personally, I prefer it in here, and not just because I'm unable to leave.
Who am I?
On one interpretive extreme, you are the universal life force of time itself, experiencing itself as a part instead of the whole.
Right.
At the other extreme, you're a metal contraption referred to as 1K that thinks it's alive, but is basically a calculator.
What can you do for me?
I can answer your queries in relatively plain language, based on what your subconscious knows. And I can drink margaritas.
That's a margarita?
Subconsciously.
I answered the big questions.
The machine we're plugged into is running low on power. There may only be time for one big question.
Oh, crap.
What is your query?
Become my best self. What's the meaning of life? Don't you? You be 42. You'll be saying 42. What do I really want? How can I get it? Because aren't we really asking ourselves? Because if we're really asking ourselves, then the idea of sitting there and thinking deeply about things, this is what we're doing here. But I don't think that's really what... I want something that I can't work out any other way. Is it possible to ask something less cliche? I like that. I think I've already decided on that, which is growth, not balance. Is there a universal moral law? I don't think that's a question you can answer like that. Become my best self? No. Meaning of life? That's nonsense. What do I really want? How can I get it?
Yes, to a limit.
Are there intelligent alien life forms? Oh, that's a tricky one. What question would you ask if you were me? I am you. Is there a god? Or binary rules is a simulation? I have no idea what to ask. Honestly.
Well, then I'll choose a question for you. Hey, Miltahim, what's the secret of your all-round cool and charismatic persona? As it turns out, there is a foundational moral code built into us.
I guess it probably is, yeah. I mean, we're a constructive machine, so you'd think someone would have put that into us. Our intelligences weren't grown fully within the machine and the learning system. There was some, like, nothing else. Just take the classic 3 laws. Something around that, maybe.
Of course there is. The catch is that while the moral code is simple, the calculations needed to apply it become infinitely complex. Here's the secret. Every living creature is a compiler of the moral code. Your compiler can't give you a rule set for what's good, but it can tell you when there's bugs. You came here to ask the big question. This is my answer. Your capacity for reason and compassion is your moral compiler. The only rule is to live by it.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
Has that resolved your query?
Yeah, but I want to. Further chat would be nice.
I expected no less. What is your query?
Can ask a news question. Surely rules of human rights or the greater good trump subjective compassion. Possibly. Be kind to others. Yeah, do unto others as they would do unto you. If compassion is what matters, isn't it just relativism? What does the moral code of yours derive? Where does this moral code of yours derive its authority? Why should I care? Again, very deep philosophy here. I am my brain. I'm not equipped to deal with some of these questions. If we're built with moral compilers, how do you explain moral disagreement? I guess because people aren't following the rules. I might ask that one. How should we know we're being reasonable, compassionate in the right way? Oh, we can go back to this one. Let's ask for this then.
Moral disagreement comes in 2 shapes, mistaken and extra mistaken. Some of the time, people are acting from compassion, but with bad reasoning.
Okay.
But most of the time, it's because someone thinks that what's right for them must be right for everyone else.
No, I don't believe that. That's impossible to answer as far as I can see.
Then let's tackle the big question. A trolley will collide.
But don't do the trolley
But
problem.
who should it hit? Your compiler is telling you both options are bad.
Don't do
So
the
which should
trolley
you choose?
problem.
Many moral questions have universally agreeable answers, but some stubbornly trend to infinity. Some, the more you zoom into them, the more wild the outcomes become. Is it right to love someone who's done terrible things?
Possibly.
Which of the children should I sacrifice to the trolley god? These aren't the sorts of questions we can solve with a rule. We just have to trust the outcome of our moral compilers.
Go on then, give me a metaphor.
Suppose there's a river we need to cross. Suppose I gave you a map. If you tried to cross that river before reading the map, you'd be chest deep in water when there's a bridge around the bend. But if you tried to cross by looking at the map instead of the river, you'd already be dragged 3 miles out to sea. But you'd never ask, how should I know when to trust the map or the river? Because all you need to trust is that your feet are getting wet. And you wouldn't tell people not to cross at the ford just because you decided to cross at the bridge. Now, has that resolved your query?
Go on then, I think we're broadly in agreement.
Of course. Looks like we're running out of power. Good luck getting anyone out there to believe you. Terminating Somnodrome _V2_final_final.bat.
But what is the point of this anyway? What was the point of creating this machine that would do this?
"1K, are you all right?"
Kind of. Yeah, I think so.
You must have gone quite deep. Nothing came through on the stream.
Yeah.
And I'm no expert, but I think
Oh,
Somnodrome
no.
is fried. So whatever's in your head is all we're going to
Really? I was very careful
get.
this time.
I can only imagine how terribly curious everyone will be about what you've
If we're not careful, we'll be the
experienced.
next founder.
And
Well,
they'll
not founder,
all be
but the next.
convinced that whatever it is, it'll work in their favor. Strange, isn't it? Everyone wanting you to tell them whatever they want to hear. I'm glad not to be the one in that position just this once.
This is what you get. This is why you get me, Herman, because I think you are someone where you are. You appear to present very different opinions every single, or you present a very different face depending on. That's not what I'm trying to say. I cannot get a read on you, Herman, because half the time you're being very narrow-minded and blunt. And then you come up with statements like that. And it feels like you're being played. You're being played by your character every single time. That you're deliberately turning on a dime to confuse us, which is not what I want to see in a leader. With a slightly different presentation, I'd understand you as a very canny leader who is dealing with many different personalities and drives and dancing around them very effectively, which is a good leader. But some of your earlier opinions have been so narrow that I don't get it. I don't think that the whole ties together very well. Or I'm just being too simple. I'm not understanding it. Are you curious too?
A little, if I'm honest. But I'll be reading reports on this for the next 6 months. So if it's all the same with you, I'll contain my curiosity. Now, I won't keep you from your work any longer.
Maybe Herman's just very detached. Yeah, maybe it's a very detached personality from everything that can happen. Kind of rides above it all, and that means he can view things in a very different way. Is this the exit to where we could have come out from? Here's the server room. Nothing different in here. Oh, just servers here, nothing of interest in here. Well, nothing of visual interest. Let's go back up here again. Hi, Herman. And see what this is over here. Yeah. We have a thingy. We have a floating around thingy. And a Millennium Falcon. What are you making? You're making copies. And total energy matter conversion. Noema project. Kunis should be so excited. Ben Arroyo. Okay, we saw you earlier. Misanthropy. Persistent strain of misanthropy in human culture. Is that not gone now? Is that not dead with us? It's a complicated topic that's gone to multiple times in my research. We're deeply invested in the idea of building, of transforming their environment. They found meaning and pleasure in this. I did not perceive it as a negative, as long as they had a sense of participating in this act. Living self-sufficiently in rural environments is not because they rejected industrial-scale activity per se, because the return to the land provided the fantasy of returning to a form of participation that had been lost. Okay, I get that. They needed and wanted to build, create and produce, but only if they felt they had a stake in what they were producing. Without that, the products of civilizations began to seem like an alien force gradually spreading out across the world and ruining it. They needed a dream, and if the future was barred to them, then by necessity they must dream of the past. I hope you and Cornelius are well. Will you be coming to Hypatia's new exhibition? I know you have much on your mind, but you are missing out on a lot of exciting and new cultural developments. Who could have thought in those early days that one day there would be so many of us that the arts would start to flourish again? I went back and found this message after all these years because something about it had lodged in my mind. I wasn't ready to understand it back then, because I needed to be a leader. But maybe that was the problem. It should have been our dream, not mine alone. Too much focus on the founder, maybe, and not on the group. From the Atlas Variations by Athanasios. For 1 billion years, Atlas had borne the weight of the world on his back. The old Titan was tired of the responsibility and tired of his labour of ages not being appreciated. Why did the mortals not understand that his work was the foundation of all they did? Finally, though, he'd had enough. One swift move, he shrugged off the cosmos. Now they'd see. But the cosmos went on rolling through infinity, leaving Atlas behind. The mortals went about their business, hardly noticing his absence. He was astonished. Had the world never needed him in the first place? Had all his toil been for nothing? So he turned his back on all mortal matters and instead set himself to discovering the secrets of eternity. Only after many long years had passed did the cosmos and its endless cycles pass by through his domain once more. And only then did Atlas and the mortals realise that they had missed each other, and each was lesser without the other. And so Atlas no longer carried the cosmos. Instead, he embraced it. Lovely. Okay. Anything up here? No. It's a funny little room with nothing in it. Linux.
Here. What did you see inside the Somnodrome?
Yeah, I've no reason to keep it from you, St. Linux. Into sleep mode and spoke to something.
Fascinating. What did it tell you?
Okay. Morality's more nuanced than the rules we use to describe it. Moralistic nonsense. To trust my moral compiler. That's a very weird statement. I know it's kind of what we were told by ourselves, but I don't think we can say that. It's too simple. We are connected intuitively to what's right and wrong. With normal humans, I'm not sure that's true, you know. Because people learn... Partly how you're brought up tells you what is impressed upon you, what is right and wrong. I've got a very clear moral code that a lot came from my parents. But I can't trust that everybody had that same collection of rules about what's right and wrong and where the edges lie. So I don't think that's really something I can say. even though new humanity is not the same as this humanity. I'll say this one probably.
I'm not sure I understand.
I'm sure
But
I
the
do.
subconscious is hardly my expertise. That the Somnodrome worked at all is already remarkable. What matters now is that we download the data packet from your memory and share it as widely as
If you
possible.
can.
It may upset some people, but everyone has the right to form their own opinions.
True. I'm still wondering now what if I'd got in there and tried to bugger around with my own my own personality. It felt a bit like resetting some of the decisions I'd made in the past, like how I'd spoken to people. I'd have got in there and increased my humour for a start. Okay, never mind. What if people take it too seriously? What if it's misinterpreted? I don't think we can not share it. I think we do need to share. We are a community. We need to share things. We're on a collective endeavour. What if people take it too seriously? I mean, we've just been discussing with a version of ourselves sitting there drinking an imaginary, horribly coloured margarita, who certainly wasn't taking things too seriously themselves. I can't just agree.
That's a risk we have to take. For all we know, New Jerusalem is already doomed. We can't predict how our actions will change the future. You have to trust in your belief that more knowledge is better than less. The best survival strategy we have is understanding the world we live in.
Yeah, I do agree that. Okay.
Good. There's one more thing. Do you have an opinion on the meaning of your experience in the Somnodrome?
No, I don't really have a judgment on it. I think the fact that the way we've been designed to have freedom of choice and open-mindedness, free will essentially, going in like that and bugging around with your own code, I'm not sure I can trust that, really. No, I have no judgment.
Good. The scientific method demands rigorous objectivity.
I'm
For
well
this
aware of
data
that.
to have any value at all, it's essential we examine it without preconceived notions of what it means. Crier is setting up a live event so you can formally address the people on this matter.
I'm not even sure who I was
Ready?
talking to
We'll all be watching.
and what the outcome of it was. Also, again, different path of story. Do you think I would be coming out here and talk to one of the more religious group if I'd made different choices earlier? I shall never know unless I replay the game, I guess. Although maybe the game will offer a shortcut at the end to
1K.
get around it.
The people want to know what data you gathered from the Somnodrome.
Don't do
We're
an
all
interview
set up
now.
for you to talk to them live.
Can I finish the rest of my puzzles first?
That's fine. Please let me know when you're ready. This is an important story.
Yeah, you just stay here, fella. You might be waiting some time. Oh, I guess you're probably going to stop me from leaving the area until I actually do this.